Hi, I'm Mark Latender, a systems consultant for RISC, and today in VTA I'm going to be showing you how to import students to add batches of new students to the system. Before we begin, let's talk about why you would use a student import versus an HR import. You would use a student import if you need to get data in that is not already added by your HR system. So if you've got all your employees in an HR file that's going to get imported into VTA, you don't need to go to VTA to import them that way. But if you've got contractors or other folks that you want to track in the system that are not in your HR import, you can use the student import feature in VTA to get them into the system quickly. So be careful. If you've got an HR import running and you decide that you want to use the student import in VTA, and you add that record in via the student import, and then that night your normal HR import runs and it's got the same students in it, if the IDs don't match, a new student record is going to get created. But if the ID does match, the existing record will get updated. In VTA, from the Students Grid, you can launch the Import tool. Use the Download Blank Template link to pull the latest file. Save it locally and rename it for the group you're going to add. Some things to keep in mind: do not add, rearrange, or retitle the columns. The import program will look for specific columns in a specific order. Do not save it as an XLSX file. Keep it as XLS. If you do save it as an XLSX file, the system will alert you to that. When you're using the student import, you can populate every single field in the student record. Also, when using the import, you're going to use valid existing values. So that means the charge codes, departments, job titles, positions, work areas, and custom categories need to be in the system. Note that you can refer to the online help to learn the character limits associated for each value. When loading the blank template, you could use an outside source to copy and paste the information, but when you do that, just make sure to use paste special and not just paste. So if you grab information, you can copy it from your source, go to the template, and either choose the Paste Special Values option on the right-click grid, or if you choose Paste Special, be sure to select Values. If you're planning on setting primary supervisors for your new student records that you're going to add, you're going to want to run this import twice. Again, because the system is going to work with existing values, those primary supervisors that you want to set are not in the system yet. So you'll load it once with the primary supervisor ID blank, and then you can go ahead and populate the primary supervisor ID and run it again as an update. The student records of your supervisors will be in the system. When it tries to load that primary supervisor ID, that person will exist in the system now. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. I've launched the import. I'm going to go ahead and choose my file. Once it's uploaded, I click Run Import. If there are any issues, you'll see a download error list and a download failed items list. The error list will show you exactly what's wrong with the record, and the failed items list will give you the spreadsheet again so that you can make your corrections. So with your valid values entered into the system, you've got your job titles, your department, any work areas that you want to load. If they're in the import spreadsheet, they need to be in the system first. So with all data corrected, let's try that again. I'm going to choose my file. And again, I'm going to add the students first before I set my supervisors. I'm going to run that import. And I can see 230 people were now added to the system. So my next job, now that everybody's in, is to set those supervisors. It's just that in this file, I've added the supervisors. So now the import will update those records with all the primary supervisors. And that's how you can batch load students into the VTA system with just a few clicks. Thanks for watching.